Walc, WALC, I'm going to go with Walc. I'm going to go to you guys next. I think you guys and then we'll go to Velvet. You guys had the most questions for. Just it's a bit difficult to understand a few things from the website, but essentially what you talk about, and we've tweeted about you as well, is essentially an accelerator, a decentralized accelerator. But I'm really fascinated to see how it works. Joe, a couple of words before we kick it off with Walc.
Yeah, I mean, what I like about Velvet from what
Walc.
Sorry, from Walc, from what I saw, I like what's on the site and understanding that you guys are helping accelerate projects, and you have in there continuous investment and things of that nature. I just really want to understand how it works. So if you could just give us like a 30-second brief of what you guys do, I think then we can start off the questions.
Yeah, I think Goody, how long is it? Is it 30, 60, or I think 60 seconds, isn't it, Goody?
90 seconds.
90 seconds, yeah. Well, yeah, you can answer Joe's question and then maybe give us a bit of a pitch, Walc, on why it's so great.
Cool. Thanks, Mario. Thanks, guys. So Walc is a blockchain accelerator which is unified by one token, which sort of helps breed collaboration, better products, and overall greater success. We support projects in two ways, which is providing our experienced C-level team, and then we fund projects from idea to launch and beyond, which is unique in the space. Now, some of that doesn't sound very sexy, but our first project is. This is called the Real-Time Payment Company. The banks want to move FX wholesale settlements from 48 hours to 24 hours. We've worked with the top-tier investment banks with CEOs, head of IT, FX, to understand the problem. We've gone one step further, and we've got this down to less than 60 seconds, utilising smart contracts on the NEAR protocol. What this means for banks is better liquidity, capital and collateral savings, and overall less risk for the banks, which was their key ask of us. The FX wholesale market is incredibly important as it's the largest traded market on the planet, with 6.6 trillion traded every single day. The Real-Time Payments Company is owned by the Walc founders, and the profits from real-time payments will fuel the accelerator, as well as using a percentage of the profits to buy back the Walc token from the market. We're partnering with the banks to gain 10% of the wholesale FX market in the first 5 years, and that's bilaterally, and the business model is incredibly profitable. We've been building in secret for 2 years, and we will be the first blockchain solution within the banks beating XRP, and that's only because of our highly connected and highly decorated finance team.
Cool, very cool. The company, what was the name of the company that's doing the FX trade?
It's Real-Time Payment Company.
Do they have a website that you can drop in there?
No. So it's because it's so, we call ourselves the best kept secret in crypto, and because it literally, if I can share a white paper with you afterwards, Rob. Happy to do that. We've had to keep that very secret for many reasons, as you could imagine, working with banks, and also the team themselves. You can't find them on social media and stuff like that, just because of how deep they are within the financial world.
Very cool. Okay, so the accelerator, you're using profits from that company to power the accelerator. Do you have an idea of what the percentage of that profit will be? Percentage-wise, not capital, not value.
Yeah, so we're going to take 10% of the profits, and we feed that back into the accelerator.
And do you have any idea, so with your accelerator, do you have an idea of what the average, allocation of capital might be, and how many you'll be able to do? Because I guess from your perspective, that's portfolio risk at that point.
Yeah, so the bizarre thing is, we actually started with the Real-Time Payments project, and Walc came as an idea of, actually, this project's going to make loads of money, and actually we'd like to give back, because there's a lot of things I've done with my other businesses. And as a percentage, it depends on the project. And it simply comes down to that. Obviously, the risk management. Okay, this project will potentially generate that, add this to the ecosystem. Therefore, we'll allocate this much capital. We're prepared to take this much risk. So it's really on a base by base basis as well.
So you make your money, and you're now playing around with this bit essentially.
Yeah. So we're not we're waiting for the real-time payment to kick off, and then that gives us the capital to then induce some of those projects. The first couple of projects are actually projects that we're building ourselves, and the reason we're doing real-time payments is because we want an anchor outside of the craziness of the crypto world. So it's using a blockchain. It doesn't have a token. Obviously, if you work with the banks, they won't accept that stuff. So our big overall plan is my issue was the last time Luna and all these other projects collapsed, like a load of friends' projects just disappeared overnight because capital disappeared, down funds in Celsius and all those types of things. And actually, we're trying to think a bit. Now, everyone's thinking about the bull market right now. We're actually thinking about the bear market. So once all the craziness and everything's gone and all the money disappears, how do you continue to help projects? The only way we can do that is if we anchor this project outside of crypto. So when all the craziness is finished and everything's on decline, we're actually going to clean up. And I say that in the most generous way, is actually we can say, right, you're a great project, right, we believe you've got potential, come into our ecosystem, you come into our ecosystem. And we've got a really long-term plan. So I know someone said about tokens and dumping. This isn't a quick rich scheme. There's really some fundamental stuff behind this and some big players in it as well.
And the fact you're harnessing off-chain, that means you can apply the lessons learned in FX to any sort of financial method or anything you want to.
Yes. Yeah. So there's FX swaps, FX forwards, repos is actually the next one we're going to look at and stuff. So we can.
Repos, really? Why?
You'd have to ask Simon. He's the expert in this area. He's one of the leading global heads in this area. Hence why we're doing it. But yeah, repos is the one he wants to do next. But again, I can hook you up with Si, and I'm sure you can have a very interesting.
Yeah, I love that. And if you can send me the paper, that would be great. Perhaps we can chat out. Are you based in London?
Simon's based in London. I'm in Birmingham. Yeah, so we're about. Are you in London as well, Rob?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Walc, are you only investing in projects on Near, or are you looking at you're just looking at the merit of the project?
First of all, we're going to look at Near, and then obviously we'll look outside and expand. But just to keep it easy, we're going to just look at projects on Near. And our pure belief is, and this is why we're building on Near, I think it's going to be bigger than Ethereum. People might shoot me down and say, I don't think you're right, we've got opinions on it, but it's just quicker, it's faster, they're ahead of the game, they're moving into the interoperability and all those, all the good stuff, and you can shard, which is where you can have a private finance shard, and all those different things. So my honest belief is that that's going to be the future.
Does it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite familiar with them. I'm in Portugal, they're based there. It's they have a ton of cash. I just haven't seen yet, so it's a big claim to say.
So Joe, now do you better understand what Walc do?
To a degree.
What do you understand? What do you understand? How would you pitch it? And then what are you still missing?
Yeah, I mean, they're a payment network that's taking part of the profit to invest in projects, and that's where the accelerator part comes from. I think it's a unique way to market it and get support. To be honest, it's almost like their added benefit for using them, which I think people will like if it's in crypto. Is that right, Well, basically?
So we're using the profits to help other projects, really, because it just basically came down to me and Si could run off into the sunset, or actually we could do something amazing and leave a bit of a legacy and help projects. And I love the space. I was originally one of the first YouTubers in crypto many moons ago, and sort of transitioned. And I just love the space, and I think all of us on this call and all the other people, if we can take it in the right direction, I mean, it's going to be amazing.
Do you have a lot of clients signed up for payment?
Sorry?
Do you have a lot of clients signed up for payments? So,
with the real-time payment in FX, there's only 550 potential customers, which are the banks. The banks have asked us to do this, and I can't really go beyond that.
How much? I haven't asked the best question. How much have you guys raised?
We've only actually raised 175 grand. Some of that was through family and friends, and the other part was through the Near Foundation. So they've been supporting us.
Is that on top of the Near Foundation gave you a grant on top of the 170k?
No, 175k. We've done it all. It's more.
Oh, okay.
It's more the people and the expertise in the project rather than needing boatloads of cash to spend on stuff.
When did you raise the money?
Over 18 months ago.
Okay. So you guys funding yourself through other stuff that you've got, essentially? is this an equity? Is this a sweat equity play?
Pretty much, yeah. So me and Si are the biggest owners of both Walc and real-time payments, and then we have another partner in the real-time payment company, and he's a very big player within the finance world. So he sort of doesn't take any money out of the business or anything, nor do we, to be honest. We literally spend all the money we have on developing and doing those types of things. The crazy thing is, I know it sounds like banks, but our outlay of capital is really small. Now, when we move to the next stage, which is we've just finished the POC, which we now take to Tom's partner, which is part of our strategy as with the banks, is then we move to the next stage. We've got some VCs already interested, and actually Simon's done these types of things many times before. A lot of the software that are in banks is what he's done as a living, and actually what they do is they create a cooperative. So if there's a benefit for all banks, which there is, they generally will all club together, and they will give you the money to basically complete the finished product and then implement it. So
you're doing basically the API for the banks, correct?
Yeah, providing the software, yeah. And then the Tom solution will give us the API into the banks. So by creating that partnership, which is really the first one, you API into all 550 banks day one. And then and part of our strategy is normally you'd have licensing fees, like with the banks, with your software, then you'd have a licensing fee between Citi, HSBC, and all these different licenses. We've just got rid of all of that to make it really frictionless into the banks. And how we make our money is we just take our business models, take 100% of all trades.
Bloody hell. And so, sorry, Joe, you go.
No, go ahead, Rob, go ahead, because I'm very intrigued now.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to work it. Yeah, no, so am I. See, that next step on the VCs now being a blood in the water investor, are you looking for external capital, or are you just going to try and do it on banks alone?
No, we're definitely looking for external capital because obviously nothing's guaranteed. So,
how much are you looking for?
Our plan right now is about £2.5 million to finish.
I mean, what the heck? This is so cheap. Please send me a picture.
Yeah, will do.
My business partner owns one of the largest insurance companies.
Okay.
And I'm obviously,
Okay.
so I'd be very interested in that. So the second thing is is there a time premium you can also charge? So obviously you're taking a percentage of the trade. If you're able to clear that much quicker, is there a benefit to the bank in having a higher charge because they get it in 60 minutes, not in 24 hours or 48 as they currently?
So this is where I would need Si. But my understanding is what it allowed the banks to do is get in and out of the market quicker, so you reduce risk. But also their general percentage is about 4.5% is what they work on. Because they can do it a lot quicker, they can actually trade at sort of lower percentages. So that's one of the key things that we'll be able to do. And obviously, right now it's 6.6 trillion. I've seen it up at 7.2 trillion. If they can get in and out a lot quicker, that market grows itself. So when we first put the solution out, people say people can lose their jobs. No, actually, the market's going to grow significantly.
Yeah, no, it will 100%. And I don't think you're actually going to be a bit of a problem. You're going to be a bit of a problem for the global forex market if you get adoption, actually, because you're going to give benefit to banks ahead of forex traders.
Yes.
So they'll be trading slower than the banks can, which means the trade. Yeah. So have you spoken to the Bank of England or anybody at the Prudential in the UK? If you're registered here, I don't know where you're registered or wherever you're registered on what the rules might be.
All I can say is H, as I'll refer to him, he's like 62, so we're not a young team. He's very connected in the world, and he has already been to the Bank of England to have a chat.
You guys have done. They've done a lot for 170k. How much left is out of that 170k?
Well, have you raised 170k for the other business, or is this 170k for this?
No, so we've raised 170k for Walc, and Walc has given the money to real-time payments to do this.
Right. Okay.
For 170k. Jesus. Yeah. Exactly. Like, how much is left?
So you're going to be launching this for under 3 million. Sterling. Is that
Sterling? Yeah. But yeah, circa 3 million to sort of finish off. And we've got like once we finish the POC, we're getting on 20 grand, maybe 25 grand left.
Yeah, this type of business typically isn't capital intensive,
No.
except for the licenses, right? Do you have the licenses already, or that's what you're raising for?
So we don't need licenses in the sense of
Yeah, no, they won't. Well, they're not clearing contracts on the
no.
main. They're not.
So we don't off ramp on. So this is why, I'm not the genius behind this. It's Simon and H. We don't on ramp and off ramp the money. We have basically been able to go into the banks and understand, because actually sending money is instantaneous. It's actually faster than crypto. There's a big myth that crypto is faster. It's actually general money. It's all of the process and all of the other stuff
in the middle
in between that we've been able to go, actually, we can compress that. We can put it into smart contracts. I won't give away our secret sauce, but we've been able to figure that out really quickly. And that's how, and to Rob's point, yes, it's like it's the best way to say it. I don't hate to say the word blackmail, but once a couple of banks take this up, they suck up all the liquidity in the market. And therefore, the smaller banks and the medium-sized banks, they go, shit, we've got to join now. Because if we don't, we're out the game.
Yeah,
you're launching a token, though, as well, aren't you?
Yeah, so what we've done is we've got our Walc token, which is, right now, we just sort of launched it early because there was loads of stuff happening in the market. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to launch later on, so we actually launched it a lot earlier than we wanted to. But eventually what will happen is we take the funds for the real-time payment. We then invest in lots of different projects. They come under the Walc banner. They use the unified token. And what they'll do is they'll bring lots of utility. So Project A will have one utility. Project B will have a second utility. And what that will do overall, me being an investor as well, back in the day, like you'd have 10 ICOs. Which one do you invest in? Which one's the big play? You don't know. So it takes a little bit of a risk out for people that want to come into the space. You also have greater utility, so token can do lots of different things. And as long as we keep our standards really high, we can bring in quality projects. And the collaboration piece is to try and get people to work together a bit better. Because right now, you've got Bluefin and the other guys, great projects. But if we all put our heads together and came together as one, we'd have some amazing things that we could do. And this is what we're trying to get to.
No, on that,
you guys were a nice surprise. Not what I was expecting, but better than I was expecting. And Mark, can I move on to Velvet?
Yeah, I think so. I like these guys as well. I wasn't expecting this as well. You know how I said, well, in the beginning I said there's 3 projects I like and one I'm not sure of. You guys were the one I'm not sure of. But I agree with Joe and I think Rob. I'd love you unmute Rob and give us your thoughts. Based on you asking for pitch deck and asking if they're based in London, kind of answers the question. But Rob, your thoughts on Walc?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very intrigued. This Walc bit actually is the bit that's confused me the most. But I can see the logic of what you're doing. I just think that this is actually kind of like a nice distraction, or it could be you need to get the adoption of the first bit first and not worry about this for a while. But then once you're ready to go, 100%. I would be interested. Send me stuff over. I've followed you, so send me stuff over. I've also got to drop off, Mario.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, that's right. We've got Velvet now. But just for the audience as well, there's been some good feedback in the comments in the bottom right corner on you guys, Walc. So congratulations on that. I'll go to the...
Introducing Walc.io, a revolutionary company that's changing the game in blockchain technology. First up, Walc offers an accelerator program. This program provides support from a high-level C-level team, addressing skill gaps in marketing, finance planning, and other aspects of project development to ensure success. Walc recognizes the funding struggles faced by many projects. That's why they ensure continuous financial support through various services, including already raised funds, grants, and profits from their first project, real-time payments. All projects within the Walc incubator adopt the native token, Walc. This approach fosters collaboration and shared success among projects, leading to increased token stability, utility, and value for everyone involved. Now, let's dive into Walc's first project, Real-Time Payments, RTP. RTP is a banking infrastructure payment solution that utilizes blockchain technology and smart contracts. The RTP software serves the wholesale FX market, which is the largest traded market in the world, handling a whopping $6.6 trillion per day. The profits generated by RTP, known as real-time payments company profits, are used to fuel the accelerator and repurchase tokens from the market in a Binance-like buyback model. By utilizing real-world business transactions, Walc turbocharges its ecosystem, fuels the incubator program, and enables strategic acquisitions. In summary, Walc.io is an innovative blockchain company addressing key industry challenges. Profits from RTP will continue to fuel Walc's growth and blockchain adoption. With comprehensive solutions and a collaborative approach, Walc has immense potential to transform the blockchain space.